Hello, this video will walk you through how to complete the FD258 card so that you can complete your criminal background check for licensure with one of the Minnesota Health Licensing Boards. This is the front of the FD258 card. It's divided into two sections. Let's take a look at the top part of the card first. The highlighted areas are fields that should be completed. Remember to check with the agency where your prints will be taken before filling out this card. Some places will want you to fill out the card ahead of time, but others will enter your information into their computer and then print it out. If you end up doing both and the card is illegible as a result, you'll be required to be fingerprinted again. Starting at the top, be sure to include your full name, last, first, and middle. Next, include any former names or legal aliases. Make sure you include the same aliases you have listed on the forms. If you do not have any former names or aliases, you can either leave this space blank or enter NA. Note that you should not include a nickname unless you've used it for legal purposes. For example, if your name is William and everyone calls you Bill, but all of your legal documents use your legal name as William, don't include Bill as an alias. In many cases, the ORI number is pre-printed on your FD258 card. Each board has their own distinct ORI number. Be sure to include the correct number if it's not already printed on the card. If you have your prints taken by certain law enforcement agencies, their ORI number may be pre-printed on the card. In that case, you can either put a line through the pre-printed information and enter the correct ORI in that same field, or you can use one of the other unused fields to add the ORI. For example, you could cross out OCA, write ORI, and then the number. Next, enter your date of birth. Note that the citizenship field does not ask if you are a U.S. citizen. Please do not write yes or no or green card in this field. This field is for your current country of citizenship, so if you're a U.S. citizen, enter U.S. If you have citizenship with some other country, enter that country. Next is the demographic information. The FBI has set abbreviations for their demographic fields. Gender options are limited to the 4 you see here, so enter F for female or M for male, etc. The options for race are somewhat limited, but also somewhat specific. Shown here are the only available race classifications. Under 3 of the 4 main classifications, there are additional subclassifications. For example, entering an A for Asian will not help us complete the required data entry. Since there's a very small space for the racial identification, I recommend you do the following. Enter a W, B, I, or A on the card, and then add a post-it with the applicable race classification. If you don't identify with any of the options shown here, enter a U for undeterminable. Please be careful with the eye and hair color classifications. Use the 3-letter abbreviations that are shown here. Entering a B or even a BL for either the eye or hair color is going to cause a delay because we won't be able to tell which color you meant. After the demographic information has been completed, include your social security number if you have one. Your reason for being fingerprinted is POR 214075, which includes the statutory authority under which the background check is conducted. If you write licensure or something similar on the card, we're still going to accept it. We just prefer that you use this number. There's also a space for your current residence. This is the physical address and not the mailing address, so please don't enter a P.O. box in this field. Finally, the card must be dated on the same day your prints are taken and signed by both you and the person who takes your prints. The bottom part of the card is where the prints are actually taken. Before you leave the fingerprinting station, make sure you review the card. If any of your fingers are not visible on the card, we cannot accept the prints. This is most common with the 4 flat prints at the bottom of the page. All 4 fingers should be visible in the box and ideally will be fully visible above the words that you see at the bottom. Finally, when you sign the front of the card, you're also acknowledging the Privacy Act statement on the back of the card. For this reason, you're required to use only an official FD258 card that contains the full Privacy Act statement on the back. Next, mail your fingerprint card along with Forms 1, 2, and 3 to the CBCP office. You don't have to include any kind of a cover sheet, no check is required, and you should not include any board documents. For more information, you might want to check out some of our other videos, including the introduction to CBCs, fingerprinting options, and frequently asked questions. Visit our website for more information or to download the fingerprint information packet. Thanks for watching.